I love when I see people that are older, wiser, and they have a walk with the Lord that seems so exemplary. I love that. And I say, God, that's what I want. But guess what? You can't get it at a bookstore. And you can't take a magic pill, or else I would have OD'd on that long time ago. It requires doing certain things, habits that you must form. And good habits yield great results. Good habits instill discipline. And it's those habits that we practice over the years that's going to cause us to mature. And so I want to talk with you about habits that lead to growth. Muhammad Ali said, I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion. And so there are things we have to learn now and instill habits in us now. And then years later, we reap the reward of it. I want us to see the habits that the apostles instilled in these 3,000 people that helped them to grow up to become spiritual champions. Look at verse 42. In fact, we're going to learn that there's 6 habits that they instilled in them. Verse 42 begins that. They devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to the fellowship, to the breaking of bread, and to prayer. Everyone was filled with awe, and many wonders and miraculous signs were done by the apostles. All the believers were together and had everything in common. Selling their possessions and goods, they gave to anyone as he had need. Every day they continued to meet together in the temple courts. They broke bread in their homes and ate together with glad and sincere hearts, praising God and enjoying the favor of all the people. And the Lord added to their number daily those who were being saved. Wow. It's pretty heavy stuff. Let's take a closer look. You're going to see there's 6 habits. And I believe that we can all learn those 6 habits. We may learn them intellectually at first, but then we have to learn them experientially afterwards. And if you're taking notes, these are the 6 habits. Put a big gap between each one. And we're going to see some answers that I believe that if we employ these habits, we're going to grow phenomenally on a personal level spiritually. And imagine what you would look like if you were stronger and more Christ-like in your actions, in your behavior, in your thinking, in your decisions. I wonder what would be the impact of your life. For these individuals, the impact was that they had all their needs met. The impact was they had favor with all the people. The impact was that they led people to Christ every day. The impact was that the church grew constantly, day after day after day. I want you to see there are lots of benefits associated with spiritual growth. Here are the 6 things that they developed as habits. 1 was they devoted themselves to the Word. Put a big space. 2, they devoted themselves to staying connected. 3, they devoted themselves to soul care. S-O-U-L, second word, C-A-R-E, care, soul care. 4th, they devoted themselves to prayer. 5th, they devoted themselves to giving. And finally, they devoted themselves to missional living. So let me begin to unpack this as we look at verse 42. Because these 6 habits will help you grow spiritually. Verse 42 reads, they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching. Stop right there. Devoted means to continue steadfastly, to remain faithful. They continued steadily. And so here we find that they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching, or to the Word. When you devote yourself to the Word, I always say, give at least 15, 20 minutes a day, minimum, of reading the Word. The Word is powerful. When you read the Word, it helps you to grow spiritually. Reading the Word helps you to have a worldview that's in line with God. When you read the Word, it's like what Psalm 119 says, Thy Word, O Lord, has made me wiser than the ancients. You get around older people, and you're a lot smarter than them because of the Word that's in you. The Bible tells us in Psalm 119, Thy Word is a lamp unto my feet, a light unto my pathway. So the Word illuminates to you truths that can help you make wise decisions. Psalm 119 goes on to say, Thy Word, Lord, O Lord, it makes me wiser than my teachers. It continues in Psalm 119 saying this, "Thy word, O Lord, it makes me wiser than my enemies." I want you to see that when these 3,000 individuals who had given their hearts to Christ gave themselves to the devotion of the word, what it did was it helped them to grow in spiritual maturity and wisdom. Remember, the starting point is becoming born again. That's just the starting point. God has a lot more for you to encounter and discover and grow into in relationship with Him. And if you keep your relationship surfacey, you'll never see the depth, the height, the breadth of who God is and all of what He has for you. Ladies and gentlemen, devote yourself to the Word. The Word is authoritative. The Word is reliable. The Word is transformational. The Word, if you read it daily, it'll change you every day to become more and more like Jesus. Give yourself over to it. Set aside some time where it's your sacred moment, whether it's 6 a.m. or whether it's 10 p.m., but set aside some time to say, this is my time to have a daily intake of the Word of God. And when you do that, you're going to find yourself growing in a very significant way.